What's up, my good people? I'm Joey Young, and today I am excited to talk about how to prime yourself for productivity and joy. How to start each morning right, set yourself up for a win, and really create the day that you really want. And this is such a foundational topic. I feel like so many people try to do this. They on their personal development journey, they try to get to the point where they've nailed their mornings to make sure their days are set up for a win. But somewhere along the way, they just fall off the road, get in a rut of maybe losing track of a habit or not implementing something well. And it just is so disappointing to see people fall off the bandwagon when one or two things go wrong. So I'm going to try to help you today by providing a framework that I've created in my own life to help me to start my day joyful, excited, alive, feeling excited to go to work, and just feeling overall like I'm engaging with meaningful things in my life, because really that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, we want our days to be full of meaning and to be deep with joy and to feel really excited about our work. And so that's what this video is about today, and I'm excited to share with you 3 primers that I use in the morning to help me get to the point where I'm set up for a really exciting day where I can just go out and crush it. A couple things you got to remember before I tell you these 3 primers. Just make sure you keep it simple. Okay, don't try to overcomplicate these. It's super easy to overthink and to analyze these primers, but I promise you, just implementing them like 5 minutes a day each in a very, very bare bones way is going to be way better than spending 3 months planning it and never implementing these at all. So don't overcomplicate it. Also, keep yourself at a point where you're able to balance these out in a way that works for you and your schedule, because every one of us has a different commitment in our life as far as time and what we need to get done in the morning. So don't get stressed about spending more time in one than the other. Just get to a point where you're feeling like it's working for you consistently, and don't forget to tweak and try different things as well. If you're feeling like you're doing more of one and not enough of the other, it doesn't feel right. So with that, jumping into the 3 primers, the first primer to start your day, the one that I like to start with personally, is just engaging in exercise. Engaging in exercise is critical for me, and I feel like it is for you as well, for a couple of reasons specifically, and they both have to do with your mindset. The first one is exercise in the morning is like what a shower is to your body. To your brain gets this flow of clear thinking, of almost like a washing away of the day before. You get flooded with endorphins, you get really, really hyped up, and you just feel like you're ready to take on the day energy-wise. And so when it comes to exercise in the morning, there's something special about it, because it's like hitting the reset button on your brain, and it triggers you for a great morning. I've had many, many times where I get up to exercise and I don't feel like it beforehand, but then I go for a run or something, and afterwards I'm ready to take on the world just because I did this one simple primer. So I suggest you just for that, just to get the energy benefits from it, but there's so many more, of course. That's the first mindset. The second mindset that it helps us with is with shifting from kind of a meh to like a winner attitude. What I mean by this is, if you set yourself a physical goal to overcome first thing in the morning, like lift a certain weight or run a certain distance or run up a set of stairs a certain amount of times, and you crush that goal before 8 a.m. and you feel good about yourself, you are going to be unstoppable when it comes to work later on. I mean, you're going to be already feeling great about your achievements and your accomplishments. You're going to be feeling disciplined and focused going into your workday. So that's the other benefit of exercise, and that's why it's really one of the most foundational things we can do as humans, and a really great primer for the morning. That's the first thing. Second primer in the morning I would highly recommend you engage in is to generate in yourself a state of passion. Is to just generate excitement for life, for your work, and generate a sense of meaning in what you're about to dig into on your workday. What does this look like? Well, that's the thing. It's not really about how it looks, because it's different for every person. It's more about the outcome, how it makes you feel afterwards. That's what you should focus on, and you might have to try a few different things to get to that outcome. the outcome of this primer of generating passion in yourself is going to be you feeling alive, you feeling excited to work, you feeling that what you're doing has a purpose, and that you really are excited to engage in whatever projects you have going on that day. And so it can take many forms. You could read your favorite scripture or a quote out loud. You could give a speech on something you're passionate about to an imaginary crowd. You could pace up and down the room. You could read some affirmations that you've written for yourself to encourage yourself in your future identity that you're trying to build for yourself. I mean, there's so many things you can do. Don't really worry about exactly how it looks, because you're going to feel silly doing it, but the outcome is you're going to feel excited and alive and passionate about what you're doing. And this is so critical. It's such a nebulous kind of topic, but think about it as far as what it's contrasted to. Like, contrast it to getting out of bed, slipping, tiredly into your slippers, moseying over to the coffee maker, blurry-eyed, still disoriented, plopping down at your desk at work, and maybe you have a morning Zoom call and you're barely waking up, and you're just like, entering the day so flat. You know what I mean? That's so different from getting in a state of passion to start your day, feeling alive, feeling excited. And that's the goal of primer number 2, is to get you in that state where you're excited about your work. And it's super critical. The third primer and the final one is potentially the most important of the 3. Once you exercise and kind of get your emotions going, those endorphins flowing, once you've got yourself primed for passion, you want to plan your day. Prime yourself by prioritization. Why don't more people do this? I don't know, honestly. I feel like if we had more prioritization in our society, we could easily triple or quadruple the output of our workforce. It's as simple as this. Simple framework that I use, we can start with in the morning, is just do a brain dump of everything you could do with your day, everything that you could get done. And this is important because, there's a lot of things, especially in the morning sometimes, you're kind of getting warmed up. There's a lot of things that are easy to do that you kind of want to start with because they're like low-hanging fruit. You can knock them off real quick off your to-do list. But often those things are not the most important things to get done. So it's important to just make a mental list or do a brain dump on paper of everything you could get done. And then start assigning importance and urgency to each one of those tasks. And so the difference being, obviously, if something's urgent, it's probably due, in the next couple of days. Maybe you got a report, you got to, file to your boss or something like that that's due tomorrow. That would be an urgent thing. Importance, the difference with importance is, important could be potentially something that moves your overall mission or your greater goals forward, but isn't necessarily due tomorrow. For example, if you're trying to launch a new product for your business, you got to come up with a plan to do that. That's not necessarily something you need to get done tomorrow. No one's waiting on that, but it is very important to your overall vision and goals for your life. So ideally, you're tagging different tasks that you have each day with urgency and importance, whether high or low on each of those scales, and you're spending most of your day doing high importance and high urgency tasks. But sometimes you just got to focus on what's important. You got to drop things that may be urgent but not as important. You know what I mean? I mean, there's different ways you can approach it, but what's important to remember is if something is high urgency and low importance, it may be time to delegate or just drop that thing altogether. So once you have a whole list of that and you've got it all figured out, importance and urgency, you can pick 1 to 3 things that you have to get done by the end of the day. And this is really, really important to make sure that you stay focused, because this is going to be your greatest asset when it comes to getting productivity and just mastering the art of outcomes, of being a person who gets things done. It's just focusing your energy specifically on a specific outcome until it's done. Just starting it, working on it, and finishing it. It's super simple, but not everybody's good at this. So if you can master the art of getting your 2-3 things done every day that have to get done, that are super important, you're going to find you're way more effective than the next guy just because you've done this simple exercise in the morning of brain dumping, assigning importance and urgency to each task, and choosing 1, 2, or 3 things that absolutely have to get done, and and just doing them. That's the real simple truth of it. So exercise prime, we got a passion prime, we got a planning out your workday prime. I mean, these three things I love to do in that order specifically because I feel like it flows really well from each. So exercise to passion to doing my planning for my work. And by the time I'm done with that, I just want to get going. I don't want to wait to jump into my workday. So I would suggest trying those in that order, but experiment. This is all about making sure that it fits with your schedule and it fits with the flow of your day and making sure you focus on the right things and not really overcomplicating it. But I promise if you can implement this well, you're going to feel more joy and more meaning in your work every single day because you're going to feel more engaged, you're going to feel more passionate about the work you do, and you're just going to feel overall sense of satisfaction that you really are putting your best foot forward. You're being as disciplined as you can, and you're doing the absolute best job that you're capable of. So I'm excited to hear about the results of that. Good luck. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, it's my mission to give you tools that help you hit your goals and improve your life. It's an honor to be a part of your journey. Hey, do me a favor too and smash that like button on this video. I would so appreciate it. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you next time.